Hey everyone, we're the Whiskey Sippers, and this is our Patreon selected blind.
After this.
All right, everyone. So our Patreons, once a month, they get to pick a blind or a request for a video that we get to do. And so this was the selection that they wanted to do for December. So we have the Stagg 23 set. So 23A, B, and C. And we're going to dive in today and see which is the best.
Yeah, and if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and like this video and help us out with YouTube and trying to get to 1,000 viewers.
We like giving these videos to you guys, so and we enjoy filming them. So yeah, let's dive
here we
right
go.
into this. So.
I say.
All right.
Oh, that's great. I expect all these to have just.
They're like very similar, you know. It smells like a barrel-proof, almost 10-year Buffalo Trace. Interesting. Is this barrel-proof Eagle Rare?
So this one's a little sweeter. Like I don't really get any fruitiness on it on A.
I get like a dark stone fruit cherry, maybe a little bit.
I get more like a dark sugar and some oak and char.
Yeah, a little cherry cola maybe.
Okay.
But you can definitely smell the
proof.
The proof.
Yeah, it's definitely got proof. Yeah.
Like if you have a cold, you know, this might help out. Just give it a try.
This is going to be such a great video.
Yeah.
Just because we get to drink a lot of Stagg.
Yes, for all of us here. But yeah, A smells really nice. Let's go to B. Yeah, these are in a blind order. We don't know what the it's not just A, B, or C, like A, B, C. So
yeah, we don't know the order that they were poured.
Ooh. B.
That one's got a little more like dark, like red fruit to it, like a cherry or something.
And a little bit more sugarness to it, a little sweeter. I don't get as much ethanol burn off of this one.
Absolutely not. Yeah, A definitely had more ethanol burn.
I'm getting
this one's more fruitiness and sweetness.
Yeah, fruit cherry sweetness.
This one is more like a cherry cola to me.
Yeah. Let me go back to A for a second. Oh yeah, just on the nose alone. Right now, B is
on the nose.
B is doing it for me.
All right,
all right. A little coffee beans.
All right, see.
C is a little muted.
Yeah, that was kind of lacking.
But it's still sweet, but it doesn't punch you with any.
Yeah, it doesn't have the depth of aroma as the other two at all.
That is weird. I would not expect that from a Stagg.
Yeah, I don't know if the other two were just like so much more powerful. If that's why, like maybe we smelled this by itself, but
I will say on the nose, it's not delivering. But I mean, on the palate, it might be a little more tame and not so ethanol-y.
Yeah, there's no ethanol, but there's also just it's hard to get anything off of it, really.
Like, if you told me this was a benchmark single barrel, I would not doubt it. Is that weird?
I mean, I do get a little bit of maybe almost like a grapey, almost a little grape on it or something.
Yeah.
But but it's really muted. That's really about it. All right.
But I don't get any proof on it. Like then
there's no ethanol at all. That's
A's like boom.
I don't even know the proofs on these, honestly. Let's see. 23C is 125.9.
And then we got B is 127.8 and A is 130.2.
So none of these are low proof.
Yeah. They're within about 5 proof points of each other. Yeah. So, and they're all barrel proof Buffalo Trace juice. And
all right, let's hit these.
Here we go. Cheers.
Go. That's nice on the end of the palate. That's got a nice red fruit. Kind of almost like a crisp apple.
It is hot though.
It's got ethanol, but it's got like a nice fruity finish on that end of the palate.
A crisp apple with like a little bit of like fresh red cherries.
Yeah, it's super ethanol, like burn on the front. Like the front of my tongue is really going, but that's got a really, really nice finish on the back of the palate on the taste. Yeah. It does really up front though.
Like we like barrel proofs. It's bordering on like
being
unenjoyable
hot.
on
being
the front.
Too hot, yeah.
Yeah.
On the front, very hot. The middle, I get some char and oak, and then that fruity finish. The finish is very nice.
Yeah, the finish lasts.
Yeah,
I will give it that.
Goes on forever.
I feel that the nose and the front of the palate are like it's like worst part, and then it just like all right, middle palate and taste and finish is like the best part. So it's like the opposite of a roller coaster. No, it's like a roller coaster. You're starting to get up there, and you're like, all right, let's get the party going here, and then you finally get over that edge, and you're like, there we are. There you are, Peter. Awesome.
All that ethanol is right on the front. Though.
Yeah,
It's got a lot of ethanol burn.
Yeah.
All right.
A little water break here.
All right, B.
The nose.
B opened up even better on the nose. Yeah, that's got a nice nose.
I'm really enjoying the nose on this. And I usually favor the nose a lot because, I just want to just smell it and enjoy it while I'm sipping it too. So. All right, here we go.
So, to me, it's oaky. A little bit of char and sweetness, but I'm not really getting any kind of fruitiness that I got on the nose. On the nose, I got a lot more fruity.
It's like smooth sailing the whole way through. It's nice, balanced, good nose, good mouthfeel, good taste, nice finish. I'm enjoying it.
A little bit of Kentucky hug.
Yeah.
I kind of like the fruitiness on the end of A.
Yeah,
I wish that was on this. I wish that was on this. Because this is much better up front than in the middle.
Yeah.
But it's on the end, it's just kind of char and oaky.
But there is no roller coaster in this one.
No. It is pretty much all the way through. It's not overpowering at any point.
But like, when you get your Honda Civic and you're like going around turns, you get that like, oh yeah, we're still on the straight path here, but like, you're just kind of zooming through the lanes. But you're not going over any like major hills or anything like that. But now, because I had some water between that, I'm going to have another sip of this just to kind of like compare it again. Make sure the water didn't like tame it down or anything like that.
No, it's not overpowering at any point. I mean, you can tell it's got proof all the way through, but it doesn't hit like hard on ethanol at any point. I just wish it had some more fruitiness to the palate.
Yeah.
Like a cherry, a red fruit, something, anything.
And it definitely sticks to your tongue.
Oh yeah.
It's like it doesn't like kick down the back of your throat, kind of like the first one was. This one's like, let me just latch onto your tongue and just kind of hang out there.
Yeah, it sits there. It's got more of a viscous. It's a little more viscous than the first one.
Yeah. Which weird because that first one had a lot of punch to it.
It had a lot of ethanol, but maybe this one might be older, so it'll have a little more viscosity.
Around 10 years is what they say. So.
Around, but who knows?
Almost a decade, I think is what it says.
Let's try C.
Yeah.
Nose still hasn't
nearly a decade.
Still hasn't really opened up on C on the nose. To me. Not compared to the other two.
I do get a little. I don't want to say exactly marshmallow, but like a little more like sweetness. That's more like candied sweetness.
All right, let's go to the palate.
All right. It tastes a little young and ethanol-y.
Yeah.
There's
a little bright. It's a little bright. Yeah. I think that's young. That's youth. But they all got to be around the same age. So that's weird.
Yeah. It's weird how C has, or whatever, this.
It's also got like a drying aspect that you get off of a younger oak. It's just not much to it. It's not there.
Like it's barrel proof. There's some oomph to it.
Like this reminds me of a Benchmark Foolproof.
I didn't want to say it originally, but
that's what
if you compare it,
Benchmark Foolproof.
We should have thrown a Benchmark Foolproof into this to really like.
Benchmark Foolproof wouldn't have been like the first two.
No.
But this one, I mean, it's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad by any means. It's still got a decent palate. It's the same. It's kind of the flows all the way through. A little bit of char, a little bit of sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the proof, but you can tell there's a little brightness to it, like youthy aspect. It feels to me. And it just, after drinking the other two, it falls flat. To me.
It does have a good mouthfeel though. It is still sitting there, at least for me.
It's got to finish. It's got to finish.
I've also gone through the whole line here so far, so maybe it's like my palate's already like, all right, you've got a lot of barrel proof going on here, so
I'm gonna just revisit this.
I think I know what my winner is, but I want to revisit a couple of these.
Mine might be different than yours, I think. I'm going to see what goes on here on A and B again. So some of that ethanol up front tamed down. I don't know if it's because I've had more drinks, but it's not anywhere near as hot as it was to begin with. But it's still got a nice little fruity aspect to it. I get like a crisp apple.
Yeah.
I like that.
But not like a youthful taste. Like C has more of a youthfulness to it. Oh, man. I think I know what my order is.
Oh, that's got really nice fruity on the finish. And it's got a nice long finish that sits around there.
Yeah.
For sure. But B is smooth all the way through. Okay, so
my results are in. I'm locked in.
all right, so I'm sure we agree. Last place is C.
Yep.
Right? It's not even close. It doesn't compare with the other two.
Yeah.
These two,
The A and B are more similar in like just enjoyability than C.
I think there's such a difference in the palate.
But they're like apples and oranges. Like if you want
this was
high proof flavor bomb in the in kind of like the end, I guess, and just more proof and
this
palatability.
One's so A's
Yeah.
got more ethanol. It sticks with you longer. It runs in your mouth longer. It's got a nice fruitiness to it. Whereas B is a little sweeter, right? I felt it sweeter all the way through, and it flowed the whole way through. It felt the same.
Yeah, and
I didn't really have a ride and like it's hot, not as hot or whatever.
The proof, yeah. Like B was just like enjoyable the whole way through, real nice, sweet. A was a little more brash, but if you want that like oomph of that barrel, like,
it's got more pop. A had more pop.
Yeah.
So I think these are both nice sips. Like I'm not going to complain about either. I wouldn't complain even about C, honestly.
Yeah.
But out of these three, I'll let you go first. Which one's your second place?
Second place was A. A for me, just because they did have a little bit of brashness in certain parts of that little roller coaster and whatnot. But B for me was just really enjoyable the whole way through. There was no part where I was like, man, I don't, this part. B was just really nice, sweet, enjoyable the whole way through. And for me, when I'm looking for a bourbon that I'm really going to enjoy, I want to enjoy the whole thing, not just little aspects or little parts of it. So
I'm going to agree with you. B is going to be my second place. I did
B?
really, or A is going to be my second place. I really did like the kind of little crisp apple I got on the end, but the heat up front was it made it less enjoyable than B, which was just even though it's high proof, it was an easy sip of a high proof whiskey.
Quite enjoyable.
All the way through. It had the sweetness. I wish I had a little more fruit like some of the others, like 24A. This year's release is really nice.
Yeah.
The 15, the 18, some of those. But out of these, I'm going to go with B as the better sipper.
Well,
you got the results there, Devin? Let's see what we got.
Well, the results are in.
C. I'm going to guess this is the 23C. C is C.
We'll find out. So
C
is 23C.
That's what I thought. After I haven't had these before. I never really liked 23C as much as the other ones. Yeah. So for A, I think A is 23A.
A is 23B.
Oh, a little bit of surprise for me.
23A
won. There you go.
First place.
So there you go. That's our order.
A.
We went
ABC.
We went ABC according to the bottle is what we like best. So 23A was the best, but 23B was close. I'd give it pretty close.
This had And
23C was definitely the least of the
underdog. I've heard different mixed reviews on the 23C. Some people say it's really good, sometimes it's not. I mean, maybe it's just proofs and whatnot, but that 23A.
And for 23A
nice.
to be the highest proof one, but not drink the hottest, That's nice. That's nice. Okay.
Yeah. Now I got to get a 23A. Thanks.
That's my only one. I wish we had more. Okay. There we go. So that's our picks for the 23 releases of Stagg. Maybe if we can get all of the 24s,
yeah,
we can do those. I have a 24A. B and C have not dropped in Ohio yet.
Yep, same here. So
we'll see.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks for our Patreons for picking out this blind for us to do. We really enjoyed it. We hope you enjoyed it as well. So.
And we really appreciate our Patreons, just like the support they give us and the contact we have with them, the chat on our Patreon message board and stuff. It's a lot of fun. So if you haven't checked it out on our Patreon, go check it out.
Yep, we have a barrel pick coming up at New Riff. So we're opening that only to Patreons. And yeah, in
our future and going forward, we're going to do the same thing. Any barrel picks we do are going to go through Patreon.
Yep.
So, all right.
That's it.
Until next time, guys, remember, the best bourbon or whiskey
is Stagg 23A or the one you like the most.
We'll see you.
Cheers.